Hey, welcome to Blue Jacket Apiary. It's a beautiful day in mid-Missouri, probably mid-high 70s. We had some rain and thunderstorms last night, so things have kind of cooled off. So it's not so bad out here. We're going to try to sneak in a quick inspection today. I may try to get some video. It sort of depends on how things go. Things look okay out here. See plenty of bees flying around the hives. The entrances are busy, which means the bees are busy, which is always a good thing. So we're going to see what things look like. I remember last week the carnioles looked like they were just ready to swarm, and there wasn't much I could do about it. So I'm going to take a quick look, and I probably won't do a quick look. That's probably the wrong way to say it. I'm going to take a good look to see what they look like this week. I fully expect to get in there and see fewer bees than I did last week, because I'm betting they've swarmed already. But hey, I could be wrong, because I added a second box to two of my apimays. The carniolans and the Russians got a second box. So we're going to see. Stay tuned. Yeah, well, the carniolans look good. There are fewer of them this week, but I got to tell you, there's quite a few frames in there that are they're full. I fully expect this population, if I come out and do an inspection next week, I fully expect the population to be back to where it was, a week and a half ago, 2 weeks ago. I don't know if they've swarmed. I didn't see the queen, but it's not always easy to spot the queen. There's a ton of brood, so I know they're queen right. There's 3 capped queen cells, so if they haven't swarmed, they're going to anytime now. I'm okay with that. That's just a part of the cycle of the hive. They'll make a great queen. She'll go out, she'll mate, she'll come back, and she'll do great things. I fully expect that to happen. I'm ecstatic with this hive. I mean, this colony, I bought a nuke, and they've just been doing so well. Population is great. They've gathered quite a bit of nectar. I mean, I saw quite a few frames in there that had capped honey, some that had nectar but was waiting to be dehydrated, made into honey, and then capped. So things are good. Looks like the flow is about at its end. If it hasn't already stopped, it's already done. If it hasn't stopped, it's going to be done soon, is what I should have said. So we'll look at the Russians next, and we'll see what they look like compared to the carniolans. Stay tuned. Wow, the Russians are looking really, really good. Probably as far along in the bottom box as the carniolans, but I did see quite a few more bees up in the deep super that I put on last week. I don't know, maybe 400 or 500 bees. I mean, if I had to guess. So they are a little farther along. But as far as stores and brood and everything else, they're probably right on par with carniolans. No queen cells, which is a good thing. But everything else, they look just about as far as along as carniolans. As a matter of fact, I'm going to throw in a picture. And you'll get to see one of the better frames in the Russian hive. All right. Up next is Fiasco. Stay tuned. Man, Fiasco is big. Take a look at that. Holy cow. I may end up having to run and get another super to throw in here, because my fear is I'm going to open it up and see swarm cells. We'll see. Stand by. Well, Fiasco is living up to its name. I got maybe a full half a frame of drones, and maybe 2.5 frames of brood worker bees. I don't know. I'm just going to let them do what they're going to do, because, well, I'm just going to let them, because they're still here. They're still surviving. They're putting away nectar. They're capping stuff. I don't know. We'll see. But now I've got my Saskatraz emergency split, whatever hive, and my question mark. Take a look at those. Stay tuned. Well, in case you can't tell, even in mid-70s, wearing one of these jackets, even if it's ventilated, it's hot. So here's where we're at. Carniolans are looking good, although they got queen cells. I'm not going to sweat it. Russians, hey, they're looking great. Working hard, putting away whatever nectar they can find, getting ready to cap a lot of it, I'm sure. My survivor from last year. Holy cow, they're growing. I don't think I'm going to have to put a super on there. I got one frame that's foundationless that they still got to draw out, so they got room to build and lay and store honey and all those things. So I'm not going to worry about it too much. The Saskatraz hive, hey, they're growing. It's funny. Last week I had maybe 3 frames of bees. They must have had a couple of frames just to pop out this last week, because now I got like 5.5, 6 frames. They're covered in bees, and they're working hard. The split I did about a month ago, I don't think they're gonna make it. I think they're queenless. I got no brood, none, zip, zero, nada. I got maybe 25 cells of drone. That's it. I think I got a laying worker situation. And I got to figure out how I fix that. I don't want to steal from one of the other hives, but I don't want to go out and buy another queen either. So I got to make a decision about this. Do I just sort of let the hive do what it's going to do and die out on its own? Because quite honestly, I only want survivors. I only want bees that are going to be able to take care of themselves. But by the same token, I sort of feel like this situation is induced by my stupidity, quite honest. So do I buy a queen, or do I just let them go? I'm tempted just let them go. Look at them next week and see what happens. And if they don't have anything next week, I might maybe see if I can find a frame of brood from another hive and see if I can find one with some young eggs in it and steal it and put it in there and see if they can make one of their own. So I was up to 5. Have a feeling I'll be down to 4, but I'm just going to have to keep an eye on them. And the sad part is I'll have to go out and look at everything almost every day, because all the eggs that are in there are capped. So I know 4 of my colonies are queen right, because there's brood in every one of them. It's all capped. I got to go out. I'll have to go out, like I said, every day and find a frame that's got some fresh eggs on it, something less than 3 days old. Look down in that cell and see if I can see a little green rice at the bottom. And if I can find a frame with a dozen or 2 on there, I may steal it and put it in that 5th hive just to see what they do with it. But again, I only want survivors. I want bees that are going to be able to care for themselves with minimal intervention, although I did buy queen. But these are decisions that beekeepers have to make sometimes. I am of the mind that strong survive. There's a reason I bought the bees that I did. All of the ones I bought are hygienic in some way, shape, or form, meaning they clean more than some other bees. Russians are really good at taking care of varroa mite issues in the hive. So are the Carniolans. Saskatraz, they can overwinter amazingly well in cold weather because, it was a line that was developed up in Canada. So we don't get Canada gold here. So I'm pretty sure winter won't bother them much here. The Minnesota hygienics I got last year, they were developed out of an Italian line. They're hygienic. I've seen them pull bees out of cells. It's pretty cool to watch, actually. So all the colonies, all the nukes I bought for a reason. I wanted hygienic bees that are going to be able to knock back some of the parasites and the issues that these bees have to deal with and take care of it on their own and survive. And so the think I'm going to let that 5th hive just, I think I'm going to let it do whatever it's going to do. If it survives, great. If it doesn't, sorry. Thanks for drawing out all that wax and the comb for me. The other hives will appreciate it. So that's the story for today. Stay tuned. Mrs. Blue Jacket put a bug in my ear, and it's something I'm considering making some videos that are just more educational in nature. Talk about bees and beekeeping and maybe some of the biology and some of the things I do, and talk about equipment and all those things, and make a couple of educational videos to put out there for some homeschoolers, so they can really see beekeeping and bugs and all of those things in a very different light. Most people are afraid of bees. You say bees and they're like, you tell me you got bees on the clover in your yard, and I'm like, hey, can I put a hive on your property? I'm like, hey, don't mow it. Let them get a couple, 3 or 4 days out of it. They'll thank you in July, So it's an idea I'm tossing around. Let me know what you think. Hey, thanks for coming along this journey with me. I try to keep things as honest and as real as I can. Let you know when I make a mistake. Let you know when I actually get something right. Try to share it. Try to share my love of bees and beekeeping, and maybe spread the word that bees aren't so bad. So y'all stay cool. Have a nice glass of tea. Be kind.